What's up, guys? Welcome back to Newswave. So Black Friday is coming up. Obviously, it's on Friday. Well, I guess it kind of starts on Thursday now. Actually, no, scratch that. It technically starts right now. In fact, quite a few deals are going on right now, but we're going to go over a bunch of them so you can kind of get set up to, if you want to go out Friday, maybe get a little adventurous and go out Thursday, or if you want to start picking some stuff up now. I also came across a pretty cool spreadsheet that kind of lists everything so you can figure out what store has which item that you're looking for. We're going to go over all of those and some of the deals that I've picked that I'm interested in as well. And then we found out Fallout 76's Metacritic score, and yeah, it's about what we kind of figured it would be. And then Sony's censorship policy kind of rears ugly head again in the latest example. Nintendo doesn't really care, though, interestingly. We're going to go over all of that today, guys. As always, make sure you hit the like button. It does help out, especially with the YouTube and sending videos out and everything. It does help a lot. And we do have that giveaway going on for Smash Bros, so check that out. And of course, get subscribed for all the gaming news that we do every morning. And to kind of recap on the Pokemon Let's Go giveaway that is done, I actually picked another person and got a hold of him, so congratulations to Isaac. That is now on the way out, and now we're moving on to Smash, which is coming out in a couple weeks. Excited for that, and we're going to hopefully give away a couple of those as long as I can get a hold of people through email, but we'll keep picking until we get a hold of some people. We're going to start, guys, with quick news, and we're going to start right away. Fallout 76, here's the Metacritic score. It's at a 46, and it's not really surprising, I guess, based on a lot of the reviews and what we've read and seen, impressions and just full-on reviews from other people in the media, whether it's on YouTube or other smaller websites that aren't on Metacritic. Well, those reviews are out there. A 46. This is not a good look for Bethesda, I guess. I mean, they do actually take Metacritic scores fairly seriously. I think bonuses worked in at one point, but yeah, this isn't a good look. A 46 for a Fallout game, even if it's not part of their main series, it's kind of their games of service going to go on for a long time. This is a game that probably won't be good for a while, according to a lot of these reviews with bugs and glitches. And hey, if there are bugs, there's actually a patch that also came out, and it weighs in at 47 or 48 gigs. 47, I believe, on the PS4, 48 on the Xbox One, 15 gigabytes on the PC, but that's where we are now. Patches are 47 gigabytes large. You can't even really say that without laughing. I mean, it's Fallout 76. It appears super broken. They have a lot of work to do, and it actually kind of feels like this game needed an extended beta, not a beta weeks before launch. It's just, the game, it's just broken, I guess. The Metacritic score kind of speaks for itself there. It's a 46, and according to a lot of people, might be high. Also, a piece of news that was sent to me. It's kind of a thing that I guess happened, but everyone kept sending it to me on Twitter, and I kind of want to just take a quick look at it. There was actually somebody who apparently, the scenario that was explained to me was, this is a person trying to return Fallout 76, although it's GameStop. I've worked at GameStop for a while, and it could have been anything, to be honest, because this isn't really the first time I've seen this. Somebody had a bit of a meltdown at GameStop, started knocking stuff over, and it seemed like the employees handled it pretty well as you hear them kind of answer the phone, very calm and collected. Person, I guess, just threw a little tantrum, ran out the door, and that was it. Whether it was because they wanted to return Fallout 76, which we weren't allowed to return games if they were open anyway, that's why we would put those little stickers on them, even if they were gutted is what we call it, where you cut them open and everything. You can't return games. That was just GameStop's policy. But I will give you a little piece of advice. If you're not happy with a trade-in or a return that you're not able to do, if you just call GameStop corporate, not only will you be able to get your way, because it's happened every time whenever someone did this, they'll usually give you a gift card even on top of that. People would come in, they were able to return their games. We got a call from management and corporate, and they said, yeah, go ahead and return it, and issue them like a $20 gift card. That happened like every time. So if you're not happy, don't throw a tantrum in the store. Just walk outside, make a call on your cell phone, and you'll probably be walking right back in the store, getting your way pretty quickly. Also, Resident Evil 2 Remake is coming out at the end of January. I'm very excited for it. It looks awesome. It's going to be really cool going back to that game after what feels like forever. Actually, I guess it has been a long time since the PS1 days when I played it. I didn't really play anything like they put it on the GameCube and stuff. I didn't play that at all, but I remember playing it on the PS1 forever ago. It's coming out, though, at the end of January, and one of the biggest things that really caught me off guard is, according to Alex here on Twitter, it is actually going to be done, and it's going to be finished by up to 800 developers who have worked on this thing. This is crazy, by the way. Alex mentions that this is from the Capcom NHK broadcast, and there are a whopping 800 people on Resident Evil 2 Remake's development. According to them, it includes programmers, modelers, mocaps, everything. This is insane because Resident Evil 6, which was a pretty large game, was 600 developers. So if you're already excited for Resident Evil Remake 2 because it looks good, it sounds like they put a lot of work into it, so you should definitely be excited for what I'm hoping, and at least from the surface so far, it's looking like it's going to be a very quality game. And guys, some of the quick news out of the way, let's jump into some of the bigger stuff. We're going to start right away with Black Friday, as this is probably one of the biggest things happening, obviously, this week. Everyone's going to be out shopping, looking for deals. A lot of them have started. If you go to like GameStop's website, they've already started a ton of deals right now. Like Detroit Become Human was like 20 bucks. I saw that. Several games are actually listed for much less than they're supposed to be. Even some of their used stuff, they're even doing a 360 rebate where you just get a rebate and you just get a 360 for free. Although we took a look at a GameStop refurbished 360 and it wasn't the best quality, we'll say that. However, they do point out slim models, and if you're going to get a 360 and you actually want to play just some of the games you can get for cheap, or maybe you're buying it for a younger kid who hasn't really played a lot of video games and it's new to them, get a slim 360. It'll last you longer. One of the slimmer, they have like the black one, they have like the white one, 250 gig models, 4 gig models. 250 gig is probably the one you want to get, just then you don't have to buy really anything else for it. But definitely get the slim model. They'll last longer. However, tons of deals are out there to be had now, and there is a spreadsheet that was actually being passed around that some people put together. It is a really well done spreadsheet that really just lists different games, and it cross sections them with different stores that may or may not be in your area, but it shows the places where you can get the best deals, the best prices, and it's all alphabetized on the left side. There's a link below for that, and there's another link to the forum post that had that listed up that also has a ton of other deals listed. But let me talk about some of the ones that I picked out that were really cool. The Spider-Man bundle with the PlayStation 4 is a 1 terabyte model. It's $200. It's already popping up at a lot of places. You can actually get it. The thing is, it's already selling out at a lot of places. So if it pops up and you really want to get that PS4 Slim with Spider-Man for $200, which is a phenomenal deal, by the way, jump on it as soon as you see it pop up, because it's like popping up online and then going away like instantly. It sounds like there won't be a ton of stock for these at a lot of other stores as well. The Xbox One X is also slashed $100 now. You can pick that up for $400, which it's a very good system, and that makes it pretty much comparable to the PS4 Pro in terms of pricing, although I think you'll be able to find PS4 Pros for about $350 maybe throughout the holidays. However, a $400 Xbox One X or a $400 PS4 Pro, the X does some pretty big things in some of the games, like native 4K for Red Dead Redemption 2, for example. Now, if you're in the market for SD cards online, especially on Amazon, they are slashed heavily. You can get a 128 gigabyte card for $20 right now, which is pretty cheap, and then a 256 gigabyte card for $45. And these are actually rated fairly high in terms of speed. They'll work for 4K capture on cameras, so even if you're doing like content creation and you want a faster card because you're looking to do 4K capture, these will actually work. Otherwise, you can pop it into your Switch. $45 for a 256 gigabyte card is pretty good. They also have those 400 gigabyte cards, one that I bought weeks ago because it dropped down to roughly $100. It was like $105 or 106 after state tax, and that is also down to around 100. I think it's like 105, but for what we were looking at for 400 gigabyte cards not that long ago, where they were hundreds and hundreds of dollars, now it's down to just about $100 for a 400 gigabyte card, prime shipped from Amazon. It's ridiculous. Great deals there on SD cards and storage right now. They had 4 terabyte external drives for about $80. It's pretty insane right now for storage. Black Friday and Cyber Monday are two of the best times to get any kind of storage you need for, whether it's for your computer or for your Switch or your game console, since of course the PlayStation 4 and the Xbox One both also support external storage. So you can pretty much go either way and get some gigabytes or even terabytes now for fairly cheap. If you're looking to pick up the PlayStation VR, Astrobot, and the Moss bundle, is $199.99. $200 for a PlayStation VR. Astrobot is already really good. Throw Moss in there, and you have a really nice bundle for $200. That's pretty good. God of War is actually going to be a pretty, I think a pretty sought after doorbuster at GameStop for $17. Starlink is down to $35. Xenoblade Chronicles 2, $35. Nier on the PS4. If you have not picked this up, I recommend it. That's going to be $20. These are all new games, by the way. I'm not talking about anything used. Far Cry 5 on the Xbox One. That's a native 4K game on the X at $20. And one that I picked out just because I was like, that's cool. I want to get a physical copy of it just to have it on my shelf because I really liked it. Midnight Club LA on the 360. It's backwards compatible on the Xbox One and the Xbox One X, of course. $13. Brand new. I'll be picking some of those up there. Interestingly enough, Amazon also put out an announcement, they're doing a live stream on the 23rd. And it's going to be basically Black Friday. I assume it's going to be like, one of those, I guess those QVS things or QVC where they kind of show off different items and stuff. But they're going to have a Kingdom Hearts 3 announcement. I'm not sure what that is, but apparently they're going to have that. So something else, I guess, worth checking out for. And then, interestingly enough, something else popped up. GameFly is also doing Black Friday deals, and some of their games are extremely cheap. You're going to want to check those out. That's kind of flying under the radar right now, but I've bought from GameFly before. Sometimes I get the case, and other times I don't. I think sometimes they'll actually tell you at checkout, and other times they won't. But there are some pretty good deals there. I saw Metal Gear Survive for $8, and I still can't bring myself to buy that game. It's just, $8 isn't a lot, obviously, for a game, but I'm looking at it, I'm like, I can't buy it. It's a lot of games there that I pick from. All of the links, guys, are down in the source in the description. You want to check all of that out. And I recommend doing so. There's some good deals to be had out there. Even if you don't leave your house, Amazon has some pretty big things, specifically for storage. This is probably the best time now to buy an SD card, just because some of those prices are so cheap. Also, it seems like the best deal for a Switch is, I guess, the Switch coming with Mario Kart for $300. Not a lot of deals going on right now when it comes to the Switch. Nintendo doesn't really participate as heavily in something like Black Friday. They do have, of course, the 2DS, Mario Maker 2DS coming out, which that's a pretty good deal for a younger kid who maybe isn't really necessarily looking for a Switch. But as for the Switch, I think there's also going to be a $50 gift card coming back to you if you go to something like GameStop and get the Mario Kart bundle. But nothing like, they're not slashing a Switch down to $200, $250 even, nothing like that. So we're probably at least a year or two out before we even get a price drop on the Switch that would make any kind of sense on Black Friday. So unfortunately, nothing too aggressive from Nintendo when it comes to their system. Next up, let's talk about an interesting situation that was going on with Amazon and Pokemon Let's Go. See, Amazon Japan had an interesting issue where people were review bombing the game. Like, I guess they were just showing up and they were leaving like zeros and ones, or I guess half a star, 1 star, no stars for Pokemon Let's Go, and just review bombing it like crazy. Now, on Metacritic, the user score does deviate pretty heavily. It's like a 5 on Metacritic for Pokemon Let's Go. It's odd to see Amazon do that, but what happened here is Amazon also decided to just block user reviews, I guess because it was getting so out of hand and it looked like it was like a 1 star or something on Amazon Japan. It's odd that it was Amazon Japan because from what I could tell, it seemed like it was fine on other Amazon iterations, but Amazon Japan, interestingly enough, was the one that decided to block that because it was receiving so many of them. Now, of course, review bombing from users isn't exactly new. It kind of comes down to people who don't like a certain game and then they just leave it a low score just because. That's why a lot of user scores really aren't taken that seriously. It really isn't. Like, if you look at something like Battlefield 5, the Battlefield 5 may not be the best game in the world, and I think EA just terribly mismanaged that entire release. They said some dumb things to their consumers that make no sense when you're trying to sell a game. And that's at like a 3 on Metacritic, and it's like an 81 from actual like publications and reviewers. So it just kind of deviates back and forth because, of course, users will leave bad reviews just because they don't like the idea of the game, not necessarily because they played it and they don't like it. But interesting to see Pokemon Let's Go. I guess just people still just don't like the idea of the game, and they wanted to review bomb it, and Amazon Japan just wasn't interested. In our last bit of news, let's talk about Sony's interesting censorship policy that's going on. It's popped up. It has censored a few things already, and now it seems to be censoring something else that's coming out. So we have Dead or Alive Xtreme 3. That's actually already come out previously on the PlayStation 4 and the Vita. Seemed to be fine, no issues there. But now Dead or Alive Xtreme 3 Scarlet is coming out. It's going to be on the PS4 and the Switch, so it's coming to both of those systems. And out of the two companies in the past, you would expect Nintendo to censor them. They've done this before, right, with Fatal Frame and other games. I know we had it with Bravely Default and some others, but you expect it to be on Nintendo's side. However, Nintendo has no issue with this game as it is, like at all. They're not doing anything. They're not censoring any bit of it, whereas Sony is actually censoring some stuff in the game, which is odd, right? It's not something we've seen in the past to this degree. Now, Sony has censored stuff way back in the day. It's not exactly completely new, but from what they did previously, I mean, this game has come out on the PS4 already, right? It's come out on the Vita. It had no problems, but now there's a problem. So it's pretty clear that that policy is kind of messing some things up here, especially for Japanese developers, it seems, that are trying to bring their games over West and everything. So what exactly are they removing from this game? Well, apparently in the game they'll be removing the golden fan or softening gel. However, the PlayStation 4 version will have a PlayStation VR Paradise mode, and the Nintendo Switch version will have a soft 40 mode that makes use of the HD Rumble with soft engine. So there you go. You'll have, I guess, the ability to use HD Rumble, and then you'll have PlayStation VR. So you kind of got to pick which one you want. It's just odd to see Sony continuing this interesting censorship policy that they have that is actually making it harder on Japanese developers, whereas Nintendo's just like, yeah, we don't care. Do whatever you want. Doesn't bother us. It's very odd. It seems like such a flip in terms of policies from either side. But hey, I mean, I guess it's good for Switch owners. It's an interesting predicament for PS4 owners because it's probably not something they're very, very used to for Sony to kind of be this, I guess, into censoring stuff when this game wasn't censored before, but now it is now. So who knows what the future looks like for the PlayStation 4 when it comes to this stuff, but seems like Nintendo, they just don't care. Ladies and gentlemen, that's going to do it here for Newswave. If you enjoyed this video, guys, make sure you hit the like button. It does help out. If not, hit the dislike. Leave comments down below about everything we talked about today. Whether it is Black Friday, what are you picking up? I'm curious because it's looking like there's a lot of deals out there to be had, especially that PS4 with Spider-Man. If I didn't already have a PS4, I think I'd be on that. It's a PS4 Slim, 1 terabyte with Spider-Man for $200. It's a pretty serious deal there. The Xbox One X at $400, also not too bad. Let me know if you're picking up any games or even a whole new system for Christmas. Very curious there. And then what do you think about Fallout 76 is, well, it's Metacritic score. And then what do you think about Sony's censorship policies really starting to get in the way for a lot of Japanese developers? Thanks guys for watching, and I'll see you next time.